There's been a big drama in the MotoGP world again. A surprising update about two top Ducati riders, Marc Márquez and Francesco Bagnaia, has just been leaked to the public. The leak reveals the chaos behind the Bologna factory team's garage walls, chaos that has been hidden from the spotlight. The internal tension is not only threatening team harmony but also has the potential to alter the course of this season's world title competition. What exactly is happening inside Ducati, and how will it affect the future of its two stars? Let's discuss it. Amid Marc Márquez's domination of the 2025 MotoGP season with Ducati, one name has begun to fade from the spotlight: Francesco Bagnaia. The two-time world champion is experiencing the most challenging phase of his career. Caught between the shadow of his past glory and the internal pressure within the Ducati garage, Bagnaia remains firm. He is not Marc Márquez, nor does he want to be. Márquez has led the standings in an extraordinary way. Of the 12 races he has participated in this season, he has reached the top podium 9 times. He has adapted quickly and nearly perfectly to the Ducati Desmercedesai GP25. He is not only fast but also precise in providing technical input, which has impressed Gigi Dall'Igna, the general manager of Ducati course. He is very fast and makes good use of all the material he has, Dall'Igna said with a smile. I couldn't ask for more from Marc. However, the situation is very different on the other side of the Ducati Lenovo team garage. Francesco Bagnaia, a two-time world champion, is struggling to regain his magic touch. Ironically, the motorcycle that brought him to the peak of glory is now an obstacle. Since the beginning of the season, I have said many times that I don't feel the front tire of the GP25, Bagnaia complained. As soon as I brake hard, I feel like the front tire is going to slip. This really limits me. Gigi Dall'Igna is aware of the situation affecting his star rider. Since the beginning of his MotoGP career, Bagnaia has only ridden Ducati, and he is now experiencing difficulties that seem to be both technical and psychological. For Pecco, Ducati is the first and only MotoGP bike he has ridden, said Dall'Igna. For him, adapting to the bike is a natural process. But right now, he is having difficulties, and we have an obligation to help him from technical and human perspectives. Dall'Igna added, this is Pecco's best chance to win the world title. Even when he was a two-time champion, he didn't start the season with as much potential as this. Unfortunately, the rest of the Ducati management does not seem to share that confidence. Team manager Davide Tardozzi actually made a statement that increased the pressure on Bagnaia. GP25 is the evolution of GP24. In our opinion, it's a better bike, Tardozzi said. Marc can perform extraordinarily, so we are confused as to why Pecco is having difficulties. It's a simple sentence, but it could be toxic to the team's harmony. Many observers believe comments like this could exacerbate psychological rifts and trigger internal conflict within the team. Bagnaia remains calm in the face of the storm. He knows he can't be compared to Marc Márquez. In fact, he acknowledges his new teammate's greatness. Marc seems like he could ride a tractor and still be fast, he said with a bitter smile. But I need a certain feeling with the motorcycle. There is a deep message behind his confession. Bagnaia is not a robot. He is a racer with a different approach who relies on sensation, instinct, and an emotional connection with his motorcycle. Marc and I are different riders. Ducati should understand this, he said. But does Ducati really understand? Or are they tempted to turn to the new star in their garage? This situation has also prompted MotoGP observers and commentators to speak up. A senior DAZN journalist said that Ducati management has begun to lose respect for Bagnaia. We are witnessing Pecco Bagnaia reach rock bottom, said one commentator. The statements of Ducati management are now starting to cross the line into offensiveness. That is very dangerous for the team's harmony. Bagnaia is experiencing not just a performance crisis but also an identity crisis within the team he helped revive in 2021. The increasingly strong presence of Marc Márquez poses not only a technical challenge but also a threat to Bagnaia's position and pride as a Ducati icon. Amid the ongoing drama in the Ducati garage, General Manager Gigi Dall'Igna attempts to remain a balancing figure amidst the chaos. With a firm but calm voice, he asserts his position, ensuring that there will be no bias that could damage the team's harmony. I will never favor one rider over another, Dall'Igna said, reiterating his commitment to fairness and transparency. I always try to be honest. If I say something, I will definitely fulfill it. Commitment is everything. In his next statement, Gigi subtly yet clearly outlined the differences in character between his two riders without fanning the flames of the rivalry that is already beginning to emerge. Pecco is a very meticulous rider. He's calculating and sensitive to detail. He is better than the average rider, especially when it comes to reading data and maintaining consistency, he explained. Marc, on the other hand, is a bit like me in terms of character. When he sets a goal, he relentlessly pursues it until he achieves it, regardless of obstacles. Amidst the increasingly fierce MotoGP competition, the fate of one of the top stars is hanging by a thread. Jorge Martin, the 2024 MotoGP World Champion, is now facing an unimaginable new chapter: the threat of contract termination from Aprilia Racing, the team he had just defended. His arrival at the Noali-based manufacturer was touted as a major project that would elevate Aprilia to the level of world champions. Martin was recruited with a 2-year contract, bringing high hopes and a stellar reputation as the previous season's champion. However, the 2025 season told a different story. After racing only once, which ended in an accident due to injury, Martin was immediately thrust into the spotlight. His contract contains a strict performance clause requiring him to show positive results in the first 6 series of the season. Ironically, Martin has only raced once, has not had time to recover from his injury, and now faces the risk of early contract termination. This has sparked a heated debate in the paddock. Is it fair to expect such results from a rider who has not fully recovered? According to reliable sources in the paddock, Martin has requested an additional grace period of at least 6 more races to prove his worth. However, Aprilia does not seem very patient. With mounting internal team pressure and ambitious targets, management's patience is wearing thin. Martin's chances of staying are getting slimmer by the day. Still, Martin is certainly not without interest. 4 teams are reportedly ready to accommodate him if he leaves Aprilia. Among them are HRC Castrol, which is looking for a new leader, Prima Pramac Racing, which is still in touch with Martin, VR46 Racing Team, which wants to secure Spanish talent, and LCR Honda, which sees Martin's potential. This situation reflects the brutal reality of MotoGP today. Not even a world championship title can guarantee career security. The racing world has turned into a merciless battlefield where consistency and results are more valuable than past reputation. Jorge Martin's situation is reminiscent of Pecco Bagnaia, a 2-time world champion who is now under great pressure. In the blink of an eye, championship status can evaporate without a convincing performance. MotoGP knows no nostalgia. Today's results are what matter, not yesterday's achievements. Jorge Martin, the former world champion who is now on the verge of losing his place, is the most obvious proof of how quickly the racing world can change from glory to uncertainty. Not only will MotoGP 2025 feature fierce duels on the track, it will also open a new chapter of attention-grabbing internal drama. Marc Márquez is becoming increasingly dominant. Is Bagnaia strong enough to persevere, or will he seek a new harbor? Share your thoughts in the comments below.